あれ、絵が出てないぞ。はい。ワニス、ちょっと待ってね。あ、大輝ありがとうございます。ちょっと待ってね。コメントが出るようにします。ドトセさん、こんばんにです。誰かさん、こんばんにです。ガマッパさん、こんばんにです。ちょっとお待ちください。OK。これでコメントが出るようになったかな。昨日はね、選挙の結果が変わるところまで遊びましたね。次どうなってくんだろう。あと、選挙が変わったから今日はなんか石板だっけ、なんかあれが4つ集まったらなんか物語進みそうな感じしますよね。マルトさん、こんばんにです。ちょっと、お手手振ります。皆さん、いらっしゃいませ。よし、じゃあやっていきますか。録画します。録画開始。再開。ちょうどね、選挙終わったとこですね。で、終わって、捕まってる人が解放されたから、捕まってる人のとこ行きますか。あ、ドゥリがなんか言ってる。ドゥリ、ここか。あ、音量ちっちゃいね。ちょっと上げます。これぐらいかな。お、なんか実績も解除されましたね。
Hello? I'm Dude. Oh, sorry. Thank you. You can have my shiny plaque, and maybe you can help me. My friend Hannibal used to look after me, and he said he always. But before that,
ハンニバルは全然知らない人だよね。
I had to find something very. He gave me a key to the cisterns and told me to keep it safe. Please help me find it. Please. Oh, thank you. Here's the key.
上層のシスタンは大神殿の下。入り口はその近く。オッケー。探してみましょ
う。Hope you find it. In the cisterns, way up high.
あの中のずっと敵また出てきそうだな。あ、これを持って行っていいんだよね。嘘。あ、え？あ、この人がなんか盗んじゃったんだ、多分。とりあえず戻らなきゃな。でもあれだな、あいつ出したらあいつ出したでこうなるんだとあんま意味がないな。手癖悪いというか、道徳を持ち合わせてないっていうんかな。どうしよっかな。スーパールーパー、もうめっちゃ戻ってるもんね。
Salve, friend. Mind telling me who you are and what you're doing with that bow on your back?
これ今忙しいにしたら、でも手伝ってほしいっちゃ欲しかったんだけどね。 ょっと待って、もう一回ループしよう。手伝ってほしいのは手伝ってほしいからね。ループします。
I love your clothes. You stay away from my money. ここでね、ここでループフラグ立てるのが一番手っ取り早いかつお金ももらえる。お金って今んとこ何に使うか分かんないんだよな。何に使えるんだろうね、お金。なんかお店で買い物、あそこの酒場でお酒は買えそうな選択肢あった気がするけど、情報も売ってるとか言ってたよね。今お金いっぱい持ってるし。あ、挟まってる？頑張れ。センティウス。とりあえず。あいつにはあれさせておいて、大神殿はこっちの方だったよね。ここの上？あれか。入れなかったよね。ここだ。あ、でも、ここの近くに入り口があるとか言ってたっけ？ちょっと周りぐるっとしてみようかな。でも、あれか、その前に4つ揃ったし、巫女さんに話しかけた方がいいのかな。ちょっとせっかく来たし、ここちょっとぐるっとするけど。ないな。話しかけに行ってみるか。あ、これジップラインできるんじゃなかったかな。できなくない？表示が出ないんですけど。出ないな。まあ普通に歩いていこうかな。この辺とか、この辺とかなんか意味ありげだけど、ないかな。
Don't believe a word they tell you.
どうしよう、これ再ロードした方がいいんかな。ちょっとめんどくさいことになったな。
On your best behavior, I trust.
まあ 石板は4つあるから、やっぱ他のクエスト何か見ようかな。センティラに何があったか聞く。ホラティウスがドミティウスを指南してるのを耳にした。センティラの失踪、ホラティウスさんって誰だっけ？ちょっと調べましょう。ホラティウスさん。警備の人。警備兵の人。この世界ってさ、警備の仕事っていんのかな？この人だ。センティラ。
No, it's not that. We all care for Centilla. She is, or was, a lovely young woman. But I learned long ago not to dwell on things beyond my control. Or to try not to. But I don't want to see. Centilla was a... If any... You might... Alright.
でも、この人は、ホラティウスが、ドミティウスに聞いた方がいいのかな。ドミティウスさんはどちらさんだっけ？チェックしましょう。ドミティウス、衛兵だね。あ、この人か。ドミティウス待機中になってる。
On your best behavior, I trust.
ものすごい勢いで走り抜けてる。
I'm so glad you didn't go through with it.
How'd you do?
話せそうな人と話しとこうかな。
That might. I do not enjoy the thought. Nothing. I hope. Shall they?
You don't need to say anything. Just rest up, get your strength back.
Welcome.
We'll celebrate properly when
Feeling
you're
up?
ready.
I will. Thank you, Olpius. I will.
That's a shame.
この人は別になんもないな。巫女の人と話したいんだけどな。いける？今はダメだよね。イベント待機中の今んとこクリアしたイベントと関係してる人は今喋れないもんね。なんか
On your best behavior, I trust.
他にお話の選択肢変わってそうな人いるかな。この辺の人とか全然関係ないもんね。
We're finally. Is that a... You broke it. Well, it seems you failed. Look, it's unfortunate. Now, I assume... Thank you.
どこに行って破りまくってるけどね。
Fear is proof of a degenerate mind.
石板は持ってるんだよね、今。ギリシャはエジプト、シュメール、ローマ、全部あるね。酒場でなんか買い物できるか確認しに行ってみようかな。もろもろのお話が進むまでの間。
you're here. And there's a. Wow. But it.
ボトルいっぱいもらえるね。
I'll do it all.
あ、ダメだ。買い物できなくなっちゃった。もろもろのイベント終わったかな、そろそろ。
All weapons are to be tossed into the chasm.
Oh, let's read it. Her, sister, and so.
あれ、この人に4つ集まったけどお話できないのかな。
Harvey. See you.
できなさげだな。オベリスクに戻す。オベリスクがどこにあるんだろうね。これは上戻してみる。いや、ここじゃないか。もっと上だな。とりあえずこの人らには選挙終わらせてもらえますか。
It'll be why.
で、その間に上のオベリスク見に行こう。ああ、やっぱ大神殿なのかな。あっち行きますか。
I hope you're coping.
ここ。設置してみましょう。どうなんの？開いた。ああ、これ全員分同じだよね。何も言わないにしようかな。どうしよう。神の名を口にして。怖っ。神の名を口にすんの。どうしたらいいんだろう。一回セーブしとこう。全部同じ神。あれ言わなくても開いたよ。あ、やばい。あ、どうしよう。どれ言ったらいいかな。ハデスがローマ流だよね。で、プルートがギリシャだっけ。まあ、とりあえずハデスにしますか。あ、いや違う。これ、あれか。部屋ごと、これ多分僕間違ってるな。 何これ。多分バッドエンドになっちゃうんじゃないこれ。選択肢間違えてる気するもん。
And here you are. Allow me to introduce myself. As you have already gathered, I've been known by many names. Nergal to the Sumerians, Osiris to the Egyptians, Hades to the Greeks, and Pluto to the Romans. But the one constant through it all has been my title, God of the Underworld. And I've been watching you with curiosity, mortal, ever since your arrival. You are unlike the others, aren't you? And what is more, you carry a weapon that was never intended for mortals to wield. But there will be time for your first, as a reward for undoing the desecration of my obelisk.
いや、突然。
I will allow you to satisfy your curiosity. Ask what you will. My story is many thousands of years long. You will need to be more specific. What do you wish to know? It is a matter of perspective. God is a label I was given by you mortals, not one I gave myself. Your ancestors revealed this to them.
もう終盤なんだろうな。バッドエンドになりそうだな。そこの選択肢間違えてるし。適当にやりすぎたな、そこ。
There are rules even I must obey. My kin and I all adopted this form long ago, so that we might better understand and communicate with your kind. In time, we grew fond of the sensory delights it affords. No. Long ago, I swore to Proserpina that I would remain in this form. This is like me. She has been known by many names. Ereshkigal to the Sumerians, Isis to the Egyptians.
名前覚えらんないんだけど。
Or perhaps you might know her as the goddess of springtime, the cycle of life.
あ、この人が言ってるんだ。
Your gaze lingers too long. That is my servant. You would have met by the river, though she wears many faces and goes by many names. Kumutubal to the Sumerians, Kirti to the Egyptians, Charon to the Greeks, and Charon to the Romans. Her role is to ferry souls between the mortal world and this one, and to make their transition as seamless. For that, she earned herself the infamous, if erroneous. You will talk more later. For now, as you... It has come to be known simply as the Underworld, and it exists because... That is a long story, one that began over... You see, long ago, my kin and I set out from our home on Elysium to search for other forms of life among the stars. We discovered your planet, and witnessed your kind evolving from primates into something lawless and barbaric. You all but destroyed yourselves, your 2 short lives being extinguished, yet Proserpina saw raw potential in you, and persuaded the rest of us it would be squandered without our intervention, so we revealed ourselves to your people in a place called Sumer. We offered guidance in agriculture,
すごい宗教的な話になってきたな。
and you called us gods. For a time you flourished, but soon you were too many for us to oversee. And as you spread from that cradle of civilization, I saw something disturbing. We had sown the seeds of dependency and confusion, and soon you returned to your old ways of violence and ignorance, this time in our name. My kin had seen enough, and gave up on your kind, condemning you as barbaric and chaotic, scarcely more than animals. We began preparations to return to Elysium, our home world, a utopia unspoilt by conflict and unimaginable in its beauty. But my Proserpina could not bear to abandon your kind without guidance, and knowing it would force the rest of us to leave her behind, she made an extraordinary sacrifice. She gave up her immortality to descend permanently to the ranks of humankind. And so she began her inescapable horrified, I acted swiftly. I placed her in suspended animation in a deep frozen sleep, And then I pleaded with Proserpina's father, who the Romans called Jupiter, to bring her with us to Elysium. It was and is my hope that once there, we might one day learn to undo what she has done to herself. But he refused. I did everything I could to persuade him, but he would not relent. He would rigidly uphold his final pronouncement. Humans were unworthy of ascension to Elysium, and no exceptions would be made. But seeing that I was aggrieved, he proposed a wager, the terms of which were as follows. If even one human city could prove itself capable of living without sin for a single year, my part would be to remain behind, the last of my kind, to watch over you. And so my reward has been to languish here, enduring a 3,000-year winter, waiting for the day your kind so that I might take her with me to Elysium and unthaw my goddess of springtime. And here I am, after all. There were also gods who, like me, have been known by many names, but perhaps you knew them by our leader Jupiter, as well as Neptune, Saturn, Juno, Minerva, Mars, Venus, Apollo, Diana, Vulcan, Vesta, Ceres, and of course, my beloved. As the first wave of your kind arrived from Sumer, I had them build a city in their own fashion, so that they might be comfortable. I had them build the entrance as a vertical shaft leading to baths, to cleanse them of the sins of their former lives, and to prevent escape. I watched wave after wave of Sumerians arrive, and as their civilization declined over the centuries, they were replaced by Egyptians. Of course, believing themselves to be the superior civilization, the Egyptians promptly built over what had been built before, and made all the same mistakes. After another 1,000 years, the Greeks began to arrive, and then the Romans, and they all did the same thing. They built upon the underworlds of their predecessors, renamed their gods, and ensured their foundations were forgotten. To ensure the wager was fair, it was important that my subjects were chosen at random. To this end, I had my servant distribute 1,000 tokens fashioned from silver, a rare element at the time, across all of Sumer. Whoever died while in possession of one of them would be located by my servant and ferried to this place, with no memory of how they arrived. As the tokens were discovered, they were traded, smelted, and fashioned into trinkets, and eventually coins, spreading to Egypt like seeds on the wind. Later, when they spread to Greece, they would come to be known as Charon's obol, or as coins for the ferryman. Some placed coins in the mouths of their dead, hoping they would awaken here, though they had no way of knowing which coins were fashioned from the original tokens. In fact, almost all of the tokens are accounted for, only 2 remain. And so after this wave destroys itself, as it is destined to do, your kind will have squandered the last of its potential to ascend beyond this rock, and Proserpina's along with it. It is a regrettable story. One of the first men who came to this place was a king of Sumer, and a troublemaker. To be rid of him, I returned him to his people, on the condition that my servant erased his memories of this place. But the erasure did not take completely, and he told stories of this place as if describing memories of a dream. His tales were committed to writing, which came to be known as the Epic of Gilgamesh, and his words were twisted and distorted over generations. Later, the Egyptians would adapt Sumer's stories of the underworld, making them wildly intricate and labyrinthine. Their Book of the Dead and Book of Gates bore less and less resemblance to this place.
なんか全部説明してくれてるけど、前提知識があんまりないからめっちゃ難しく感じる。半分も理解できてる気がしない。
A warrior named Heracles, 2 kings named Sisyphus and Theseus, a poet named Orpheus, and a Trojan
分かったら面白そうだ
named
な。
told embellished tales of this place, how to get here, and how to escape. And so from Sumer to Egypt, Greece to Rome, your kind has always told each other stories about this place, though each story contained only a seed of truth. Of course, that is merely the name your people have given to it, but yes, it is my doing. That is a story dating back to the very first wave. After the Sumerians finished building their city, the self-declared ruler threw a banquet to celebrate. Now this man was unmarried, and many women were vying to become his wife, a prestigious position of power and influence in a new world. Of all the women, two were particularly ambitious. Both were beautiful, and both arrived at the banquet wearing eye-catching dresses and painted faces, their hair woven in elaborate fashion. The first woman, recognizing that she would require an advantage to win the ruler's affection, draped herself in jewelry, ornate necklaces, bracelets, and rings fashioned from gold. Seeing this ostentatious display, the second woman grew envious, for she had no such jewelry at her disposal. She prayed aloud to any gods that would listen to cover her in gold, and when her prayer went unanswered, she took matters into her own hands. While the others indulged at the banquet, the second woman summoned the first for a discussion in a quiet place. She checked that nobody was watching, and pushed her rival from the top of the ziggurat, where she broke her neck on the rocks below. But I was watching, and I decided to answer her prayer. I took the golden bow left behind by Diana, and I shot that woman in the heart, covering her from head to toe in a layer of molten gold. And I left her to stand there, that she might serve as a grim reminder of what befalls those who sin in my domain. But that was not enough, for the entire city was tainted by her sin, and the wager could no longer be won. So I had no choice but to wipe the slate clean. I gilded them all, to make way for a new wave, and began the wager again. And to this day, each of them, and all who came after, line the halls of this city, inanimate but conscious, suspended in time with only their sight and hearing preserved, so they may bear witness to and lament the folly of your kind for eternity, as silent golden sentinels.
視覚と聴覚だけは残ってるんだね。
I give your kind a second chance at life, as well as ample warning about my law. And when you disobey, and you always disobey, you force my hand, bringing terrible suffering upon yourselves. And so you ask if I am the one destroying your lives. And I say, no, you destroy yourselves. I am merely the means by which you do it. When my kin departed, they left behind many relics which I inherited. A consolation prize of sorts. The golden bow originally belonged to one of my kin, who the Romans called Diana. As my collection of golden statues grew, I chose the most ferocious among them, and equipped them each with a duplicate of her bow, and tasked them with hunting down the Forsaken at my behest. They became known simply as Furies. I've always considered that the cornerstone of morality is the ability to determine right from wrong on one's own. No attempt to lay out rules like your Code of Hammurabi or your 12 Tables of the Roman Republic can ever cover all possible scenarios. This should come as no surprise to you, since the core principle has been expressed in many forms by many of your civilizations. The Egyptians made a rudimentary attempt with do to the doer to make him do. The Greeks refined it with avoid doing what you would blame others for. The Roman Stoics added treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. Even the so-called cultists hiding among you often say, "Do unto others as you would have them do unto you." It is the simplest of concepts, and each one of you is born with the faculties required to apply it to any situation. Yet none of the peoples who expressed this rule were able to uphold it. Curious, is it not?
うん、一番上だね。その原則を守ることは口で言うよりは簡単ではない。
For you, perhaps.
実際ね、そんな理想通りに動ける人なんていないからね。
I'm able to commune with all of the statues in the city. Their ears are my ears, and their eyes are my eyes. If she was still conscious, I suppose she could, but she's not. Why do you ask? Then what an odd question. Do you plan to speak in sweeping generalizations, or are you going to give me an example? I've seen no such thing, but in any case, taking one's own life is a self-directed act. It is not one that is done to others, however they may be affected by it. Therefore, it cannot be said that one who commits suicide has done anything unto others. Now tell me, what other sins do you believe I have overlooked? The merchant. How is that inconsistent with the rule I've outlined? I disagree. Having watched this merchant, that is precisely what he would expect from others, and he would be quite capable of paying the price anyway. Applying this rule always requires speculation to some degree. It requires us to ask what another person would want if they found themselves in another situation.
難しくなってきたよ。
Now tell me, what other sins do you believe I have overlooked? Ah, the tavern keeper, yes. How is that inconsistent with the rule? I disagree. Having watched that tavern keeper, that is precisely what she would expect from others. She would view it as a game, one she intends to win. Now tell me, what other sins do you believe I have overlooked? You speak of the moneylender. How is that inconsistent with the rule? And he would never have signed a contract pledging his labor for 30 years. All he did was enforce the terms of a contract signed voluntarily by others. Ignoring your irritating sense of moral superiority, this is interesting. I'm curious, how do people escape poverty where you're from? I see. And how long might it take such a person to repay their debt? I fail to see how your system of loans is significantly different to a debt bondsman signing over his labor for 30 years. Supposing you're right, then my law has been broken, and I should turn you all to gold immediately. Is that
これしたら現代のローンを押し付けてる人たちみんな黄金になるんかな。気になる気にはなるな。 やってみよっか。
Then your desire to be right outweighs your desire to survive. You will make a fine statue. Do you really think you can wound me, a god, with that primitive weapon?
絶対グッドエンドではないけど。
Dare you threaten her? This ends now. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. Attack him.
どこ？これ？どれなんだろうね。あ、あれを狙ったらいいってこと？ちょっと待って。でもこれ戦うの絶対失敗だろうな。
Like me, she is. As you wish. That is the Rome. Even it is. Yeah.
嘘言ってみる。
We both know that. Do you plan to speak?
これどれだろう？実験？
The midwife and the palace, yes. The rule is do unto others, meaning other people. Those statues, they are forsaken. What happens to them? Applying this rule always requires us to interpret. Supposing you're... Now tell me. Do you honestly think you could...
でもこの人の判断、でもな、でも、難しいな。あ、これはでも、
Now, did you have any other questions before your reckoning? That is a story. Now, all that.
この人めっちゃ話長いからな、どの選択肢でも。どうしようかな。
Then what? Good. Only it has long been within my power to see into the heart. When I peer into you, I see only a blank slate, as if you did not exist until you appeared in this city. Charon, where did you find this one?
I do not remember ferrying you. How did you come here? If that is true, then I sense the intervention of someone powerful.
How did you come to be in this time, mortal? Who brought you here?
He cannot know.
言わない方がいいんだろうな。
I do not know. My kin departed long ago, and Proserpine has slumbered for 3,000 years. Tread lightly, mortal. Enough of this. It seems I will need to put your reckoning on hold for now. But answer this. Why have you come here? What is it you seek?
そうだね。
Your hubris is amusing. so I will allow you to make your case. But I warn you, if you anger me or waste my time with lies or wrong-headed arguments, you face death here. So, tell me, why should I put an end to the so-called Golden Rule?
He cannot know.
I see what you're doing. That is a very serious... I am well aware of the story told by the Greeks. It is entirely unfair. My love was dying, and I intervened the only way I could to save her life. It was an act of rebellion against the others. She knew I would have to act to save her. Accordingly, These people were all dead when my servant found them. I gave them a second chance at life. Accordingly, I reject every one of those people was guilty of failing to ensure their peers lived. They failed collectively, and so they were punished collectively. The Romans understand this, as did the Greeks. But I'm a god, and you are a mortal. Why would you expect me to treat you as... Let me ask you this. Do you treat insects as you wish to be treated? Do you care for their well-being? Do you ensure that...
まあしてないよね。
Of course not. My love for her does not mean I am not superior, now that she is mortal. Where to begin? Our lifespans, in which time we accumulate vast wisdom and a mastery of... Because that is the source of our power over you. You could say that. My kin have no superiors. I suppose there is a... Make your point, mortal. Let me ponder that for a moment.
No.
If you are right, then it would follow that all this time... How can I accept your argument, when doing so would make me a tyrant and a monster? Your hubris grows tired. You will make a fun... Pathetic. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. No, you vile, despicable creature.
これ逃げるしかないか。 あれどうしたらいいんだろうな。痛い。あれ壊しちゃってよかったんかな。でも壊せって言ってたしな。なんか難しいね。
Salve. All right then.
もう一回行ってみますか。ローンどうなんだろう。ローンというか、あの選択肢は現時点で正解があるのかな。でもなんかいいとこまで行ってた気がするんだけどな。でもどの道この大聖堂の前になんかまだ集めるべきサイドミッションあるもんね。大聖堂の近くにあるところからできるやつが。ここがハデスかな。違うの？フルートなんだ。フルートでハデスでオシリス。あ、これで合ってたんだ。初めのやつで合ってたんだね。じゃあここ合ってたんだ。ちょっと一回間違っちゃったけど。
Good. Then, oh, it is.
I do not.
You would have us believe that my. That Carol, does this mortal speak the truth, or should I strike him down where he stands?
10回嘘をつく。
But as long as your past remains, why have you? Haha. If you so. That is a. Then you still have the option to end your life should you win. Accordingly, how unfortunate. Let me. Of course not. Where? It would be most unwise. Because my make bah. For a moment I thought you might have been due. That Do you in which my Let me ponder. If you, how can I? You will make.
これ私の王冠を取ってでいいのかな。これさっき
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
拾えてるこれ。あった。これでループすれば、あー、なるほどね。これでループすればいいのね。でもまあ、グッドエンドなんかな、これ。グッドエンドかどうかわかんないけど、一回やってみますか。崩れたところからさ、王冠拾うのがむずすぎるよね、ちょっと。話は。
I do enough. Why? The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
拾えた？これだよね。よし、あとは逃げるだけ。さよなら。サイドミッションというかね、サブクエ終わらせてないから、こんな大ボスみたいなやつと戦ってこれやっても絶対いいエンディングにならない気がするんだけど。痛い痛い痛い。痛い痛い痛い。足くじくわ。あ、来てくれた。いや、これでフラグが変わったんだな。なんか説得できそうでできないよね、あの人。
Salve, friend. Mine. Ah.
はじめこっちの道なんであるんだろうって思ってたけど、めちゃくちゃ便利な道だったね。あとこの辺のロープ使えんのかな。あ、一応使えるな。 あ、適当に言い過ぎた。まずプルートだったよね。ハデス。オシリス。もう1時間経ってる？あ、経ってるわ。はえー。
I would recognize that anywhere, and yet my beloved still wears her. You vile You have put me in an impossible position. If I refuse, you will murder her. And yet, if I agree, I will lose my wager and return to Elysium, humiliated and alone. I do not see that I have a choice in this. Your treachery and savagery have opened my eyes like nothing I have witnessed in 3,000 years. And now you have shown me your species' true colors. And I see that Persephone was... This has gone on too long. It's time for me to let go of this...
Psycho?
Of her. Of all of you. But know this. If I abandon the wager and leave for Elysium, neither she nor your kind may... I will have Charon make arrangements to ferry the others. Once this exodus begins, the events that brought you to this moment will... What will become of you is difficult to predict, but that is the risk you have now.
行きますか。
You had best pray our paths never cross again, mortal.
これでとりあえずエンディング一つは見れるけど、絶対にこれグッドエンドではない。実績でサイコとか出てるのはもうろくなエンディングじゃないよね。お、帰ってきた。あ、でもアルバース君復活してんじゃないこれ。
Oh. Hi there. Gave me a bit of a fright. Thought I was in here alone. I'm Al. Well, here I am. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. Know who you are? I barely remember how I got here myself. Oh, did that lady in the forest send you in here after me? I guess I lost track of time, learning about the history of this place, and it is extraordinary. I'm fairly certain you and I are the first people to set foot in this city for about 2,000 years. Fortunately for us, the last person in here was a Roman man named Galerius, who inscribed an account into a tablet. Apparently, there was a community of 20-something people trapped in here, and living in fear of a curse they called the Golden Rule. They believed that if even one person sinned, an unknown god would cast them all into gold, like the 1,000 people who'd lived here before them. Then, one day, just as Galerius had finished praying for a good heart, an oracle appeared, said barely a word, and entered the temple of the mysterious god, this one here, and the doors just... Nobody knows what went on in there, but Galerius wrote the oracle must have been more persuasive because the next thing he knew, the ground shook, and the voice of that god rang out over the city. The many have suffered long enough. Unfortunately, Galerius' account just sort of stops after. What became of him, and the other people who lived here? And did this mysterious oracle single-handedly undo the curse that had terrorized people for hundreds of years? What? Oh, I see. For a moment there I thought you were serious. Anyway, I think I found a way out through the aqueduct that brought water into the city. Follow me.
まあとりあえず一つのエンディングの結果を見てみましょう。あ、これ
I'm gonna pause here for a moment and make sure nobody else has ever lured into this temple. You go on ahead.
街の一部っぽいね。何度も駆け抜けた場所。
You're back! But you're alone. Does that mean you didn't find Al? Oh, what a relief. Thank you so much. I was beginning to think you'd both become trapped in there. Why don't you tell me what you discovered while we wait?
Ah, I see. I thought you might. Well, now you know.
怖っ。
I suppose you have questions. You can just call me Charon, if you like. I am sorry I was not completely honest with you when we first met. I do not enjoy deceiving people. Believe me, I do not. But I have learned, from 5,000 years of experience, that most people find comfort in familiarity, in gradual change. That you died, of course. You were my role, as the servant of the god of the underworld, has always been to Usually, most souls would rather not remember. Ask yourself honestly. As you wish, you were exploring an old tomb when you discovered. Unfortunately, as you emerged into daylight, a nearby hiker saw the scuffle break out and leapt to your aid. You both fought bravely. There was nothing you or your... He died instantly at the scene. That man's name was... You were each in possession of a sacred coin, called Charon's Opal by some. And so it was my duty to... Perhaps you have heard the tales of the Greeks and Romans bearing their dead with a coin in their mouths to pay the ferryman for... Well, those stories contained a long time ago, my master my orders were simple. Whenever a person died in possession of a coin, that is a question you would have to ask him. If that... I am just his servant. Only now, I find myself bereft of... There is nobody else to ferry here. Nobody to keep you... I see no point in keeping you here. But I have to ask one thing. That you keep this
一応
to
まと
yourself.
もなエンディングなんか？
Here comes Al now. Al! It's so good to see you. You were gone so long I thought I'd never see you again.
Kinda lost track of time in there. You wouldn't believe what we found. The ruins of a long-forgotten city. And there was a tablet describing an oracle who confronted a god and undid an ancient curse.
Sounds like quite a story. And I look forward to hearing all about it. But you two look exhausted. Why don't you hop in my boat and...
Sounds good to me.
And you? Are you...
一応は普通に終わりそうでちょっとびっくりしてる。普通にバッドエンドかと思った。
Hey, you made it. It's great to... I read your book, and what the critics said about it. I guess they weren't ready for your theories about the... After everything you've been through, I thought you might appreciate some good... So after we got back to the real world, I started doing some research into the people mentioned in... I'm sorry I've been so cryptic. I've been dying to tell you, I just really wanted you to see this for yourself. Why don't you head on down there? I'll catch up with you at... 綺麗ですね。なんか突然現代的な建物に来てびっくりしておりますけど。
Oh, hello. There he is. You're finally here. Remember me?
Eh?
It's a crazy story. After you disappeared, Karen appeared and told us she was returning us to the world.
グッドエンドなんじゃないこれ。
To help us start our lives over. Only
ユダさん、こわにです。
turned us to your world instead of ours. Anyway, I know we only ever had that one conversation, and I wasn't even sure if you'd remember me, but I wanted to say thanks for freeing us from the underworld and
現代に飛んできたってこと？みんなも。
Oh, I used Karen's gift to buy a farm in Umbria. Got a villa on it too, with enough room for Dooley, of course. It's hard work, but I sleep soundly every night. I'm finally my own man, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I know. I can't believe my luck either. But we're engaged and living together. We're planning to get married next spring. If you're going to be around, we'd love to see you there. Of course, there's a whole museum full of people waiting for a chance to thank you, so you'd better keep moving. We'll speak again soon, my friend.
You're here. It's lovely to finally meet you. Galerius told me all about you. So, you're the hero who somehow vanished
みんな助かったんだ。
As I'm a priestess, you realize you've put me out of work. I'm just teasing. Actually, and it still feels a little sacrilegious to say.
ね、超展開だね。正直、バッドエンドだと思ってちょっと適当にやってた。絶対これまだフラグ全部立ってないだろうなと思って。普通にグッドエンドっぽいぞ。
We've just bought a lovely villa in the countryside with room for a large family and Dooley too, of course. It feels like the world has just opened up for us. There's so much to learn and so many more possibilities for our children than we ever imagined. We're just so thankful for what you did for us, for all of us. Oh, it's sweet of you to ask. She recovered nicely. In fact, she's here somewhere, if you'd like to ask her yourself. See you at the wedding, I hope.
Hello, I'm Dooley. Galerius said you're very nice and a big helper. Thank you for getting us out of the bad place. I didn't like it. I live at Galerius and Equitia's house.
偉いね。
And help me remember when I forget things, like brushing my teeth. Bye bye.
いや、ほんとこの人らよくできた人だったね。あ、ここでゲームで出てきたやつが展示されてるんだ。
Hey.
Hi there, I'm Horatius. I understand we have you to thank for giving us a second chance at life, and reuniting Centilla with us as well. So, thank you. I'm living up north and studying in the military academy in Modena. I'm going to be an officer one day. The world's changed a lot, but some things stay the same. Would you believe we're still studying military tactics from my time? Alexander the Great, Caesar, Hannibal Barca. Still, I have to keep challenging myself to let go of old ways of thinking and embrace the new. As Seneca wrote, the ones who pioneered our paths aren't our masters, but our guides. Ah, you remembered that. Thank you.
ああ、探してあげてたらまた話変わったんかな。
That's done. In the words of Epictetus, as those who rode, remind yourself your precious one isn't. Thanks. He's not my. Oh, I see what you did there. He had more trouble adapting than most. He got himself disqualified from the UFC, so he started some kind of supposed appeal to people's baser instincts. But his luck finally ran out, and his life along with it. You know what?
死んじゃったんだ。
Farewell.
I take it you're
ガ
the
チムチだったのにね、せっかく
Thanks
の
for。coming. Actually, I changed my name to Cynthia. I didn't want to be associated with Sentius. after what happened. I'm not sure if you heard, but after you drove Pluto off, Proserpina emerged from the Great Temple. She knew right away what none of us had figured out about that psychopath. He'd been keeping my little sister locked up in the upper cistern all that time.
Oh.
Anything I want. I'm a woman of means in a vast new world. I can go wherever and do whatever I please. Of course, I mostly just stay in my villa and have my servant Alexa summon things for me.
Alexa.
Because it's just awful out there. Barbarians everywhere. He's still there, all alone. The last golden statue in the underworld. Trapped in a metal shell, slowly losing his mind until the end of time. Eternal torment. Just what he deserves. Meh, I try not. You too. See you around.
Oh, お医者さん。
You are here. It's... Lucy is fine. I'm making an effort to blend in, as you can see. We are all trying to keep a low profile. If the world knew we died 2,000 years ago and were suddenly brought back to life 12 months ago, they'd never leave us alone. Speaking of which, I wanted to say thank you in person. I'd say the gods smile on you, but I hear you drove the last of them off. So... I'm studying to get into medical school. As much as I resented the responsibility of keeping everyone in the city alive,
みんな偉いね。
I realized I missed it. So I guess I'll just keep saving the world, if begrudgingly, one patient at a time. Oh, she didn't make it. She died from poison while you were in the Great Temple. It wasn't your fault. Decius is to blame. He's here somewhere too. Not that anyone would talk to him. I'm not... You too.
最後この人に走り回ってもらってなかったからみんなが助かったわけではないのかな。あ、服屋さんの人。
It is a sincere privilege. I am told we have you to thank for free. I am reacquainting myself with Greece. It has changed so much over the last 2,000 years. Perhaps one day, once I have seen all of this new Greece and sampled her delights, I will settle down in Santorini. I hope you will join me there and regale me with the story of how... the poor sweet thing. Perished in a shrine collapse before the rest of us were saved.
助けられたのになんかフラグがちゃんと立ってなくて嫌だな助けるようにすればよかったな。
I take it you're the... We have. I never thought I'd leave that cave, let alone... And it seems... I'm working as... Not that I need the money, but... My sincere...
Good evening.
Oh, hello. It's lovely to meet you. I'm living in Rome again, in a charming little flat by the Tiber. Not far from my old place. Oh, after we lost Ulpius, I spent a lot of... I couldn't shake the feeling that if I... In the end... And... All right. See...
Good evening.
いやなんか全員が生きてないんだなちょっとやり直したいな。
Octavia was... you remember that?
Hello there.
I'm a little tired of Ovid. I'm already up to the 19th century. Men have called me mad. But the... And...
Some soiree, innit? Hello at last. You must be the... Listen, I wanted to express my sincere appreciation. Whatever you did in that temple made me a very... such a serving. I took the money I made from selling my trinkets and started investing in the stock market. That's where the real money... In fact, I was hoping to ask your advice. You being the oracle and fuel... I can't decide between fossil fuels... Oh, don't be like that. You can tell your old pal Dacius.
これひどい皮肉だね。DVD レンタル業界の未来は明るい。次に盛り上がるのはテレビ放送だ。活字母体がもうすぐ大復活する。全部嘘だもんね。活字媒体もダメだし、テレビもダメだし、DVD レンタルおすすめしとく？
Oh, of course, yeah. I was just thinking the same thing. I'll go home and buy up as much stock as I can tonight. I'm gonna make a bloody... Of course.
まあね、こいつにはひどい目にも合わされたしね。ひどい選択肢だったな、今の。ゾッとするね。
It is an honor to finally meet you, Oracle. You know my name? Oh, of course. You are... I too would like to offer my thanks for releasing us from... For a time, I returned to Alexandria, but they have no need of a
しかももうね、現実世界の情報だと余計ちょっとひどい感じするな。
I have decided to follow the custom of your youths and backpack. I spent the first 25 years of my life avoiding the 40... Indeed.
カバシュさんは生きてるんだ。
Thank you.
Hello there. Oh, I go by Gabriella now. I didn't want to be reminded of that monster every time I heard my own name. You didn't hear? My adoptive father, Sentius, locked me up in the upper system.
ディスタン行ってないからな。
Proserpina came and released me, and that monster got what was coming to him. I'm living by myself on a little vineyard in but it's been hard. I don't know what... Oh, it's hardly your... Thanks.
It's so nice to finally meet you. I've heard so much. I wanted to thank you personally. I'm studying to be an architect again and living in a beautiful flat in Rotterdam, just down the river. Of course, it's improved immensely since I was there last. Gleaming futuristic buildings and clean streets full of educate. You natives of the 21st century have no... You too, if you're ever in the Netherlands.
いろいろ展示されてる。これ調べれないのにこっち調べれるんだ。ゲーム中に出てきたオブジェクトたちだな。これ何なんだろう。ああ、ここ頭なんだ。
There you are. I hope you enjoyed that. Now, there's one more person I wanted to
Sorry if I frightened you. Just a little joke I've been saving for a long, long time.
怖い人出てきた。
Allow me to introduce myself properly. I am Proserpina, former goddess of the cycle of life and renewal, and now a regular mortal. I wanted to meet you in person, and thank you for freeing all these people, and me. I hate to think what would have happened to us without your intervention. Indeed. Suffice it to say that while Pluto was controlling the eyes and ears of each golden statue, I was able to control their tongues, and whisper to you when he was distracted. I am sorry my messages were so cryptic. There were only ever brief windows in which I could speak to you without being detected. I did. I may have given up my immortality, but I still retain my gifts as the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal. After witnessing Pluto punish countless poor souls over thousands of years, I knew this generation, the final wave, would not survive. So I tried to give them a way to buy more time. A second chance. Rather, as many second chances. I don't know what happened to him. I haven't heard from him, and I rather hope it stays that way. Oh, she inherited dominion over the underworld. Last time we spoke, she was working on a new world of some kind. She wouldn't say what it was, but I'd be surprised if you don't run into her again. I imagine we all will, one day. And you, although it feels like I've known you forever. Oh, and one last thing. Do you remember all those golden statues scattered throughout the city? Good, because they remember you. Well done, my friend.
ああ、すごい。
Of all the heroes who ever journeyed to the underworld and returned, none came close to achieving.
え、めちゃくちゃ大団円エンドやん。
Theseus and Aeneas would be proud.
エンディング4。一番グッドエンドっぽいね。それ、まあ、途中にもうちょっとエンディングあったんだ。いやー、面白かったなー。ちょっとお話複雑だったりとか、俺、絶対バッドエンド入ってると思ってやっちゃってたから、あれなんですけど。途中はね、あれこれ、なんか、普通に進んじゃってるぞって感じだったんですけど。お話の作り方がすごい頭がいい人じゃないと作れない感じのさ、ちょっとなんかその歴史の知識がすごい深い感じのやつでしたね。コメントしづらい。あとなんか哲学的だったりとか宗教的だったりとかね、そういう要素がすごい目立ちましたよね。なかなかまあシステム周りはね、ほんと元になったスカイリムっていうゲームがあるんですけど、それに結構近くはあるんだけど、やっぱり脚本とキャラクターがすごい面白い感じだったなーって思います。すごい、スタッフロールのほとんどが声優さんの名前と写真だ。飛ばしちゃおっかな、飛ばしちゃおう。こんなラストは初めてだな。スクショしとこう。面白かったです。はい。とりあえず、直前のセーブデータっていうんですか？ここでいいのかな？あれ持ってんのかな？持ってるね。これで一回セーブしちゃって、いやー、一応クリアはしたんですけど、行っていない上層ってやつ行ってみようかなと思います。多分お話的にはエンディングはここからはもう変えられないっぽい気がするんだけど、多分誰かを助けなかったりしたらバッドエンドとかもあったのかな。今のところ俺多分全員助けるルートで行っているからグッドエンドになったんだと思うんですけど、ちょっと毒で死んじゃった人とか復活させたいんで、一回ここからループ入ってループしたいです。
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
これゲームパスっていうサブスクで遊んでるんですけど、サブスクにはねもうすぐ外れちゃうんですよこれ。なんですが面白かったんでスカイリムのモッドバージョンもやってみたいな。スカイリムのモッド入れるのめんどくさいんだよなちょっと気になるな。てか俺ちょっとでかい。もうちょい縮もう。よいしょ。これでみんなが助かるルートになるはずで、入るルートを探すっていうやつをやりますか。大神殿の近くにあるんだよね入り口が。神殿は入れるし、神殿の先に何があるかまでは分かってるけど、あの周りに何かある感じしたかな。もう一回近く行ってからクエストログ開いてみますか。この辺りってことだもんね。どっか下とか。下もなんか、あ、いけないか。透明の壁あるしな。よし、じゃあこの辺で一回調べてみましょう。もう1万円も持ってる。クエストか。この鍵は上層の下にある非常に重要なもののために使用する。とりあえずドゥリを外に出して、ドゥリが持ってるんかな鍵。それ、そっちに進めるしかないか。こいつらのフラグが全部立ち終わるまでちょっとやることないんですけど、
Whatever's in that great temple up there on the bluff. Filthy, lying degenerate.
ああ。1円しか持ってないやん。
How come you're allowed a weapon and I'm not? Keep an eye out for Sentinel, would you?
いやー、お話はね面白かったんですけど、もうちょっと人生きた状態で未来に行けそうだな。あとバッドエンドも気になるけど、多分ここまでフラグ立った状態だとどうやって見るんだろう。調べてみないと。バッドエンドは見れなさそうだな。多分なんかどうかな。石板は集めないとダメだもんね。どこでバッドエンドフラグ立てれるんだろう。
How'd you do?
Welcome.
フラグがまだです。 結局、でもここ空いてる？これ何の部屋？ちょっと待って、これ気になるからちょっと見ていいですか？これってもしかしてさ、犯罪した後だったらあれ見れたりする？あそこの道開いたりするんじゃない？犯罪した後。でもな、今せっかくフラグ立ててるから先フラグ立てるか。めっちゃ気になるな、あそこの奥。扉は開いてるんだもんね。黄金像が動き出せば動きそうな。小春日和さん、こんばんにです。ここな、こいつが動き出せば入れそうな気がするな。実はですね、先ほど一応エンディング見ちゃったんですよね。一応、しかも大団円エンドっぽかったんですけど。ちょっとまだやり残したことがありそうなんでね、そこをやっていこうかなと思っております。
A golden bow, just like Apollo and Diana.
普通の弓もある。取ったからか。フラグ早く立たないかな。
A golden bow, just like Apollo and Diana's.
Don't believe a word they tell you.
ありがとうございます。なかなかね、なかなか突然終わったっていうこともないんだけど。ここでフラグが立った話せるかな。
Well, that's surprising, but thank you for telling me. I'll let everyone know. Citizens, I have an announcement. Malleolus has withdrawn his candidacy from today's election. Unless any new challengers are nominated by nightfall, Sentius will be re-elected magistrate by default.
Actually, I'd like to nominate myself, if that's all right.
Of course, Galerius, that's your right. Citizens, the election will proceed.
選挙までもう一直線だな。
Sorry again. How is it possible? Oh, of course.
とりあえず選挙してもらって、これも言えるんだ。
Wait, what? Sumerian? As in east of the Euphrates, where our ancestors built over the Greeks' temple, copied their religion, and changed their god's name from... But the Greeks had done much the same thing to the Egyptians, and the Egyptians had done the same things. If that's true, then I've spent my whole life serving a goddess who may well have been a copy of a copy of a copy. It's no wonder I never felt like my prayers to Vesta were answered. All that time, who was I? That is a lot to take in. I think I would like to be alone now.
ちょっと待って。
Are they again?
あ、そうだ。選挙してほしかったんだ。で、選挙のフラグが全部立ったら、ドゥリを解放できる。けど、ドゥリはほっといたらここのものなんか盗んじゃって、バッドエンドルート直行してたよね、さっき。止めれんのかな、ドゥリ。ここは？ここ何用だろう？一回登ってみようかな。お、宝箱だ。めっちゃ大金が入ってる。話しかけてみますか、次は。あの子ね、ほっとくと大変なことになっちゃうから。誰かのへそくり。本当にね、こんな下から見たら目立つような感じで置いちゃってますね。でもこれお金って本当に何に使うんだろう。最後まで分からずに大金集めちゃったな。
Gathered here to elect the city's magistrate. The candidates are Sextus Sentius Imperiosus and late nominee Gallus Galerius Helver.
みんな名前長いよね。
Withdrew his candidacy earlier today. As agreed, we shall dispense with ballots and candidates will abstain from voting. Let's make this quick. As I say your name, call your vote. I'll start with you, Horatius.
Sentius, of course.
Georgius.
Galerius. He saved the life of my dear friend Fabia.
Dacius.
Sentius.
Virgil.
The man who put a stop to the threats I've been receiving. Galerius.
Ulpius.
Galerius, the man who saved my life.
Rufius.
The man who treated my rheumatism. Galerius.
Citizens, you have made your decision. Your new magistrate is Gallus Galerius Helver.
What?
It has been decided. Magistrate Galerius, would you like to make a brief address?
I just want to say, this isn't something I ever wanted. Now that you put your trust.
ガレリウスはね、ちょっと裏あるのかなって初め疑ってたけど、本当にいい人だったな。
But I promise you, there will be changes. My first order is that Dooley is to be freed. Horatius, release him from his cell immediately. Please. Wait, do I need to say please? I suppose not. That's it. You can all get on with your day. Nothing else to see here. Move along.
ちょっとセーブします。ミスるとまずいんで。イベント待機中になってる。
That's quite an
Let
impressive
Galerius
bonus
won. He
Just
deserved
like
it.
Diana's.
Fortune smiles on you today, Julius. Magistrate Galerius here has ordered your release.
You're going to let me out of here?
I'm sorry it took so long, my friend.
そうだよね。ガレリウス、主人公に一番初めに話しかけてきたやつとか絶対怪しい、うさんくさいと思ってたんだけど、全然あれだったね。
I'd love to stay and chat, but I've got a lot of work ahead of me. Why don't you go to the baths? Then tell Georgius I said you could have some new clothes. Then I want you to go home and rest. I'll speak with you soon, Dooley.
Oh, thank you. You can, and maybe you can. My friend had, but
お宝探し手伝ってあげたいんだけど、手癖がね。あ、でもこの人鍵くれる？いや、さっきくれてたか。ちょっと止めたい。止めたいんだけど。
and it's just lying out here in the open. Maybe nobody wants it anymore. Maybe no one will mind if I
止めたいんですけど。
take it. Don't you dare.
あ、ダメだ、止められません。まあこれ結局こうなっちゃうんだな。いや、選挙はやっぱ進めちゃダメっぽいな。じゃあさっきの道の途中のとこ空いてるかどうか確認しますか。ここの右かな。いる。こいつが外に出てくれれば奥の宝が取れいって痛いんですけど、あれちょっと待ってよ。あ、やっぱ動いてたね。
And maybe you can. But
いや、鍵くれたのは嬉しいんだけど、残念ながらね、ここで止まっちゃうんだよな。
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
あ、ここだ。あれ、これ普通の弓？いや、こっちで合ってるよな。ここ行くのむずない？この奥に何があるのかめっちゃ知りたいんだけど、この直前でセーブするか。
Then I want you to go home and rest. I'll speak with you soon, Dooley.
Hope you find. Maybe it is treasure. I can see it for myself. So pretty. And it's just lying out here.
これで止めれないんだな。
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
ここでセーブします。で、この人が動いてきたら、動いて、怖いな。いけた。めっちゃ金入ってる。めっちゃ金入ってた。4000も入ってたよ。ついでにここの2000も取って帰ろうか。集める意味はわからないけど、お金は一応欲しい。いまだに使い道知らないんだけど。よーし。 選挙は進めずにここのフラグだけ立てよう。でやっぱり自力であそこの周り調査するしかなさそうだな。鍵は持ってるでしょ。だからもう行けるのは行けると思うんだよね。神殿の周り、神殿の周りでいいんだよね。もう一回復唱するか。この辺に道があるはず。神殿の周りでしょ。違う。ドゥリの鍵で上層のシスターンを開ける。ドゥリのハンジュマルから聞いた話によると、その鍵は上層のシスターンにある非常に重要なもののために使用するという。上層のシスターンに工夫して入る方法を探す。失踪の話もうちょい進めないとダメとか。いや絶対無理だしなここ。でもこの辺とか怪しい。特に意味もないスペースだしな、やっぱり。岩？あ、ここ怪しくない？バリバリ怪しいやん。オッケー、ここっぽい。セーブします。オッケー。あ、誰かいる。さっき出くわした人じゃない。
You. Who are you? Did he send you? Do you know you're here? You have to help me. I'm Centilla. I found a way out through the Gate of Horn, but it's locked. So I told him about it, and instead of helping me escape, he locked me up. He wants to keep us all here forever, or until we're turned to gold. He's a monster. Sentius, my adoptive father. Furies help me. I don't know. He said the gods are on his side because they don't want us to escape. Behind me. That the only problem is it's barred by a heavy locked gate, and he has.
センティウスはそうか。悪いことしてたんだね。
From around his neck. I'm done caring about the golden rule. There won't be enough time. Just. There's no time. Wait. What? It's no use. You'll never persuade. You're making a mistake.
センティウスさんに話しますか。井戸飛び込むとこっちはこっちで一応道があるのか。あれ登れないんですけど、ここ階段か。ああ、どうぞ。 銅像いっぱいいそうだからちゃちゃっと抜け出していきたいけど、ここ登れる？登れないよな。こっちか。どこなんだろうな道。こっちから来たっけ？こっち登ってみよう。あ、ここ普通に帰ってきたわ。ってなっちゃった。ちょっとね、ちょいちょいね、怖いとこあるよね、このゲーム。パパン。一人だけだと無害だからね、これ。よし、パパンとお話ししよ
う。We're finally alone. I assume. Is that about? Look. Me? You know, you remind me of Al Worth.
アルワース知ってるこの人。この人すべてを知ってたの。
You see, my connection to the portal somehow preserves my memories from one loop to the next. Whether that was Proserpina's intention or a happy accident, I'll never know. But I'm surprised you hadn't noticed. Here I was thinking you were a little bit sharper than Al was. Or perhaps you're just more willing to break the rules. He was a moralistic.
こいつが裏ボスだったんだ。全然こいつに気づかずにグッドエンドたどり着いちゃったな。
I watched him come through the portal each time, always a little older, a little more disheveled, a little more haunted. And when he finally saw the futility of it all, as you're about to, it broke him. He drank a jug of wine, tied a noose around his neck, and took his own life, just before he was shot with a golden arrow. The next time I awoke, you showed up, but you've caught up to where he was so quickly. I mean, you've lived through...
事実を低い裏、確かに。もうちょっと民衆の心をね、操っといてほしいよね、裏ボスは。
Because there's no escape, except the path that Al took, the path he wrote about on his tablet. What was it? Ah, yes. Best to take your own life now. So, you discovered my secret. So what? What are you going to do about it? Why? Isn't it obvious? Because I have grown attached to all this. My title, my beautiful villa, the sun on my face, the music of birds chirping. And as long as this day keeps repeating itself, I get to enjoy it all, over and over again.
この人も狂ってそうだな。
Don't you see?
てか、
I found a way to prolong
な
my
んで
life indefinitely, to cheat death. I have become, in effect, as immortal as the gods. Can you honestly say you would not wish the same for yourself? And why would I agree to that?
人格者にね、比較的まともな人かなと思ってたのにね。
is a if I die,
ああ、確か
I won't be
に。
able to open the portal for you again. You see, it was my actions that brought you to. That means if I die, you'll be flung back to your original time. You might want to think that through. If anyone. You and your pathetic understand. I certainly hope not. In fact, I want it to go on and on forever until you wither and die like our. What are you going to do? Beg now, get out. I thought I told you to.
パパン。この
Oh,
人、
another one fresh out of the box.
ああ、全然気にしてない。
What? No, father.
I'm afraid it is. Because she found a way out. And if you're wondering why I'm telling you this, it's because you're never going to remember. All I have to do is commit a sin. I'm going to kill you now.
The many shall suffer. For the
嘘
sins
だ。
of the one.
パパン、呪いを自ら誘発してくる。これどうしたらいいんだろう。あ、いた。普通に死んじゃった。ちょっと待って、別の選択肢選んでみていい？
We both know you're not that, but believe. Now get out of my.
とりあえずあいつに告げ口をするのは良くないと。こいつに言ってはいけないから、誰に話せばいいんだ？やっぱ巫女さんかな。まだフラグ立ってないか。上行く？あ、まだ追いかけてきてた。ここかな？ここじゃないか。どこだっけ、登るとこ。ここ行けそうで行けないんだよな。パパンの謎どうやって解くんだろう。あ、ここか。あ、落ちちゃったー。玉ヒュンだね、あれは。普通にゾッとするわ。 これで普通にあれだな、外から回った方が早かったなこれ。惜しい。ありがとう。オッケー、ジャンプできた。これでちょっと待って、登るの難しい。いけた。
You're back.
ちょっと待って。ちょっと。
It's no use.
ちょっと待って、ここで一回セーブしよう。この人を脱出。
You're back. Have you come to let me go this time?
そうだね。普通の弓で救済しちゃった感あるね。普通の弓邪魔だな。一緒に。
Oh, thank you. Now follow. Wait. Did you hear that? He's here. He must be coming in through the door behind me. You distract him. Stay right here and keep him talking while I look for something I can use.
あ、これがグッドエンドか。な？
What did you do with Scintilla? Where is she? So that is how it's going to be. Oh well, this doesn't change anything for me. So, you discovered my secret. So what? What are you going to do about it?
後ろにいる。
Of course. There's no way you could have succeeded. Every soul who has ever found themselves here has broken the golden rule eventually. It is inevitable. Man will always sin sooner or later. Any idiot could tell you this. But where others might see tragedy, I saw opportunity. As I told you the first time we met, I found a way to cheat death. By reliving the same day over and over again forever. And continue living long after.
絶対これハマってるよね。おかしな状況だもん。明らかに主人公はめられてて、ね、パパの元に寝返ってるもんなこれ。絵面がおかしい。
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because I have grown attached to all this. My title, my beautiful villa, the sun on my face, the music of birds chirping. And as long as this day keeps repeating itself, I get to enjoy it all, over and over again.
でもどんな悪人だって同じ一日永遠と繰り返してたら気が狂いそうだけどね。
To cheat death. I have become in effect as immortal as the gods. Can you honestly say you would not wish the same for yourself?
本当にね、一応ね、もともと軍人さん的な立ち位置だったはずなのに。
Do you really think you can take on a Decurion with that?
そうだよね、軍人さんだもんね、この人。
Who? Scintilla? Where is she?
I'm right here, father.
あ、これで合ってたんだ。燃やすんだ。
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Come on, we have to go. Hey, what's happening to you? That light, it's so bright.
あ、これってもしかしてバッドエンド？これも一つの。あ、別のエンディングになったっぽい。
Hi there. Gave me a bit of a fright. Thought I was in here alone. Well, funny you should ask. I was just reading an old tablet I found here. Well, trying. My Latin is kind of rusty. But the last, it described an event about 2,000 years. Freed an imprisoned woman named Scintilla, who then murdered her captor, breaking some kind of ancient law. It said the attack caused golden statues to come. Apparently, the only person to survive was Scintilla.
センティラは生き残ったんだ。
I didn't for one moment think it was, but the way you say that makes me wonder. I don't understand how you could have been here 2,000 years ago. Let me see that. God, why does this writing look so familiar? I've spent a lifetime in this place. This is just... So you're saying, because a man from 2,000 years ago is dead, he never created a time portal? I guess you saved my life then. Maybe we can escape through the same aqueduct Scintilla used. If we...
エンディング分岐楽しみだな。多分全部で4つあるっぽいもんね。俺が見たのが多分一番グッドエンドだから一番初めにやったやつが。
I'm gonna pause here for a moment and make sure nobody else has ever lured into this. You go on.
この辺の下りはあんま変わってないな。
You're back. Ah, why don't you tell me what you just...
これ上選ばないルートで行ってみようかな。あ、これだとすぐ来るんだ。
lost track of time in there. And there was a tablet describing an event. Supposedly, the city was destroyed when a woman murdered a tyrant with the help of my new friend here.
Maybe not that crazy. That woman.
How could you?
She left a tablet of her own. I stumbled across it while I was... I think she meant for you to read it. Here.
I don't know what became of you, or if you'll ever read this.
あなたが今どうなったのかわからない。あるいはこれを読むかはどうかもわからない。でも私はあなたが私にしたことを決して忘れないということは覚えておいてほしい。私の愛する多くの友人たち、ウルピウス、センティア、ルクレティア、ホラティウス、ガレリウス、かわいそうなドゥリ、そしてのみんな、他のみんなかな。彼らが幸運でなかったという事実は私をひどく苦しめるわ。でも彼らの血はあなたの手はなく私の手を染めているということは理解しておいて。私は自分がしたことの結末を背負い、あなたが私に示してくれた慈愛の心を他の人々にも示せるように前を向いて頑張って生きていくつもり。あなたが私の命を救ってくれたことには必ず報いることを約束するわ。なるほど。
Sounds like you meant a lot to her. I'd love to hear you. You two look exhausted.
Sounds good to me.
And you?
どうなるんだろう。エンディング2だって。あ、これで終わりなんだ。なるほど。なるほどね。じゃあどうしたらいいんだろう。一応現代には帰ってこれたけど、あの人しかセンティラしか助かってないと。ちょっとここの選択肢のここのパパンの選択肢次第でセンティラの手を汚さずにどうにかできないんかな。
What did you do with Scintilla? Where is she? So that is how it... So, you discovered my secret. So what? What are you going to do about it?
これシュールだな。
Do you really think... Who? Sent...
あ、またやらかした。
I'm right here, father.
これではないやつを見たい。これではないやつが見たかったな。ちょっと戻りたいよ。戻りたい。
Hey, what's happening to you? That light, it's so bright.
Describe freedom and apparently the only oh god.
ちょっとロードし直しますか。はい。あそこの選択肢で変えれんのかな、結末。
You distract him. Stay right here and keep him talking while I look for something I can use.
他の方法があんのかな。
With Scintilla. Where is she? So, you discovered my secret. So what? What are you going to do about it? Of course, by reliving the same day over and over again forever. And I will continue living long after your dust. Why? I have found a way to prolong my life indefinitely.
どうすればいいんだろうな。
I have become in effect as immortal as the gods. Can you honestly say you would not wish the same for yourself? Do you really think you can take on a dick?
あ、またここに来ちゃった。
Scintilla? Where is she?
I'm right here, father.
どうしたらいいんだろう。
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Hey, what's happening to you? That light.
センティラを助けちゃう今の段階じゃダメなんかな。助けにもまた段階が確かにここでまだ助けずに何かフラグを立ててからじゃないと助けられない感じかな。ファンの秘密を打ち明けるのに誰が一番いいんだろう。あそこのね、お姉さんだっけは話したらすぐバッドエンド直行してたから、なんか巫女さん頼れる味方はあんまり多くないからな。あの人、あ、違うわ、この人じゃないやん。あ、誰かな。違うな。 もうクエストがこの2つだけになってるな。この人だっけ？あ、違うわ。センティウスさんじゃなくて、誰か助け、確かにセンティウスさんの鍵を奪う。ちょっとそれをするには誰かに協力してもらえないの？ほっといてくれ。なんでだよ。
I thought I'd...
どっか荷物置いてないの？鍵。いや、現金しか入れてませんね。こっちの箱は何もないんだ。いや、絶対この人に今話しかけても中入ってくるだろうしな、この人。もう一人の衛兵の人はどうかな。どっかいないかな。いないか。あれ、ずっと BGM が不穏なんだけどなんかあの人らの周りで気にかけてそうな人いるかな。あ、ちょっといや、ドゥリーはダメだよね、さすがに。誰かいないかな。この人鍵になってたりしないかな。いや、ないか。この人も無理だもんね。選挙、選挙中って女の人が移動しないから、その間にこの人と話しかけたらダメかな。一回やってみようかな。この人は絶対に選挙には出るもんね。その手で行くしかないか。セーブしてみます。これでさよなら今しかない。嘘。パパンパパンおかしなことになってるよ、パパン。嘘。パパンおかしなことになってるよ、パパン。そう、この作戦ダメか。パパンが選挙放り出してやってきちゃうな。急ぎすぎてエリが嘘、明暗だと思ったんだけどな。 パパン、選挙ダメなんだ。選挙中でも駆けつけてくると思わなかったな。地獄耳だな、パパン。あと頼れるのって誰がいるだろう。あれか。大正義マン。大正義マン、話しかけに行くかな。ねえ、パパ上やばいよね。あ、いる。手伝ってくれないかな。ガレリウスしか。
Solve it now. But
いやー、ガレリウスじゃダメか。あと誰だ？何をすればいいんだろう。鍵握ってそうな人いないよね、もう。
Shalom. Alright.
じゃあパパンの鍵どうしたらいいんだろう。もうググっちゃおうかな。パパンの鍵なあ。こっち違う方か。センティラのことはどうか調べてくれって。センティラのこと分かってるんだけどな。なんか変わらないかな。
I'm allegiant. All right.
いやー。パパン選挙始まってからでもう一回試してみようかな。ちょっとさっきのやつ移動中だったからバグったっていう説を信じて、ちょっともう一回試してみますか。ちょっとパパンが向こうに立つのを確認してから次は行ってみましょう。そう、なんかこれ以外に方法が思いつかないんだよな、今んとこ。パパンがここに着いたらね、急いでパパンの家帰りましょう。みんな急いで。あ、来た。よし。会話始まったらにしよっかな。さすがにね、選挙中抜け出してまで来ないよね。堂々としてるな。さすがローマ兵。あれ一人いない？いや、これで合ってるか。オッケー、始まった。急げー。熱っ。
Ugh, this place.
急げ。
I'm afraid it is.
I don't understand.
I'm good.
ダメだわ。ダメだ。この方法はダメなんだな。やっぱり。いけると思ったんだけどな。パパン、選挙中でも瞬間移動してくるな、これ。鍵を盗む。鍵を盗む。誰か助けてくんないかな。
I hope you have a good reason for flouting my weapons ban. I thought I told you to get.
屋敷から出てるんだけどね。パパね、パパ異常なムーブしてくる。パパ上。
Whatever are you wearing?
どうしよう。自力でやりたいけどこれ難しいな。
Fear is proof of a degenerate mind.
センティアさん。
How come you're allowed a weapon and I'm not?
武器あげたいけどね、1個。黄金じゃない方あげたい。いらないから。これはさすがに無理か。あれ、通りづら。あと話しかけってなんか意味、やっぱり上ので説得はできないよね、上の場所じゃ。
Salve.
ちょっとこの岩ぶつけるとかできないかな。
You're back. What?
あ、これを言おうか。
I hate you.
あ、ダメか。
What? It's. You're making.
私が黄金律を破るような罪を防げば彼がポータルを作ることもなくなり、私が過去に存在すること。ああ、まあこれはそうだよね。ちょっと調べてみますマジでわからない。ザ攻略サイトあんのかな。そもそも。 どうしようかな。あ、ガレリウスが選挙に受かって選挙合格したっていう言い方、選挙当選した後だとちょっと変わるっぽい。でもあれ、あの子がね飛び出してきちゃうからな。乗れた。とりあえずじゃあ選挙させてみますか。あ、この人じゃない。服装が似てるからよく間違えるよ。あ、いた。
It'll be citizens.
A golden ball.
選挙終わった後ここ近づかなければイベント発生しないかな。あそこ近づいちゃダメな気がするな。ちょっと待ちますか、ここで選挙。お金取りに行こう。上から見てようかな、今回は。いや、こういう広場ってなんかいいよね。確か裁判とかもこういうとこでやるんじゃなかったっけ。そろそろ終わるかな。いい声してるよね。
Your new magistrate is Gallus Galerius Helver.
What?
It has been decided. Magistrate Galerius, would you like
こいつすぐにあそこ直行しちゃうからな。
I just want to say, this isn't something I ever wanted. Now that you put your trust in me, I'm going to do everything I can not to let you down. I'll need some time to put together a list of the changes I want to make around here. But I promise you, there will be changes. My first order is that Dooley is to be freed. Horatius, release him from his cell immediately. Please. Wait.
いや、ドゥリーはね、解放もうちょい待ってほしいんですけど、ドゥリーの解放もうちょい待ってほしい。
Nothing else to see here. Move along.
こいつあそこ行っちゃうもんな。一回ここでセーブしよう。
It's almost as if you're
What now?
ああ、この人らはなんかセリフ変わったりしないんかな。
Leave.
まあ、変わらないか。あそこな、近づくとな、危険な匂いしかしないんだけどな。
Are they?
Then I want you to go home and rest. I'll speak with you soon, Dooley. Salve again, friend. This is for and oh.
ドゥリに話しかけずに。
Now.
あ、これまだ見てない選択肢。
Now that I've had to be honest, I didn't really. In the meantime, I guess somebody's got to keep.
え？
Well, to be in the meantime.
ちょっと待って。
But.
あとドゥリには触れずに。
It's so lovely to see Dooley out and about
Strange
again.
day. Just this morning I was sure Malleolus was going to win the election.
一応ドゥリに喋りかけなければまだ続いてるっぽいな。この選挙に勝った後になんかするみたいな書いてあったけどな。
Citizen, it's almost as if you're
話す意味、ちょっともう一回調べよう。あ、もう一回上のとこ話しかけに行ったらいいのかな。めっちゃ急いでるやん。どこに向かってるんだろう。特に意味もなく走ってた。全力疾走だったけどな。まあ気にせず上行きますか。まあ、ファンはね、止める方法あんのかな。
back. What? I hate.
あれ、あんま変わんないっぽいな。どういうことなんだろう。日本語のサイト探そう。どうしたらいいんだろうな。燃えるエンディングのことしか書いてないな、このサイト。日本のサイトだと書いてないんかな。どっか書いてるとこないかな。あんまり有名なゲームじゃないし、攻略情報そんなないかな。
You're back. What? I hate.
ああ。全く分かってなかったんですけど。てかもうこんな時間か。ちょっともう手短に終わらせたいと思います。てか暗すぎない？違う、こっちじゃない。こっちじゃないよ。懐中電灯がないんだけど。あ、やっと見えた。あれ？あった。なんでさっき出てこなかったんだろう。
hear Galerius is our new magistrate. He's such a kind-hearted man.
とりあえず一回タイムループで過去に戻ろうかなと思います。戻るにはね、やっぱここのお金盗むのが。
I can't believe Galerius is our new magistrate. Him, you stay away from my...
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
よし。ここでね、選択肢が増えてるっていう分岐っぽいんですよ。黄金率がもうすぐ破られる。地鳴りがし始めたらセンティウス以外の全員は上層しスターンに逃げ込めるようにこっそりと準備を整えてほしい。
What? That's a big ask. I don't...
これで行きましょう。
We... what? How did you know? Wait, he's here. You distract him. Stay right here and keep him talking while I look for something I can use.
これでようやくこのルートが変わる。
What did you do with Centilla? Where is she? So you discovered my secret. So what? What are you going to do about it? Do you really think... Who? Centilla? Where is she?
I'm right here, Father.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Come on, we have to go. The others should be right behind us. Hey, what's happening to you? That light, it's so bright.
What will happen?
So you're saying?
あ、変わった？いや、合ってるか。
I'm gonna pause here. You...
You're back. Why don't you...
Ah, I see. I thought you might. Well, now you know. I suppose you have questions. My... Oh. I see no point in keeping you here. But I have to ask one thing. That you keep this to yourself.
Look! Here comes Al now. Al! It's so good to see you. You were gone so long I thought I'd never see you again.
Kinda lost track of time in there. You wouldn't believe what we found. The ruins of a long-forgotten city. And there was a tablet describing an event 2,000 years ago. Supposedly, the city was destroyed when a woman murdered a tyrant with the help of... well, my new friend here. I know how crazy that sounds.
Maybe not that crazy.
How could you... What?
She left a tablet of her own. I stumbled across... I think she meant for... Here.
この文章変わってんのかな?
I don't know what became of you, or if you'll ever read this, but Octavia, Lucretia,
あ、変わってる。
Equitia and I will never forget you, or what you did
オ
for
ク
us.
タビア、ルクレティア、
It
ホラ
pains
ティウ
us
ス、
that so
エ
many of
ク
our
イティ
dear
ア。
friends were not so fortunate, including Ulpius and Galerius, who heroically tried to rescue Dealey.
が助かったと。で、ドゥリを助けようとしたためにウルピウスとガレリウスを含め多くの人が死んじゃったんだね。あ、ドゥリは難しいね。
I'd love to hear your story, but first, you two look exhausted.
Sounds good.
And
これでエンディング3。なるほど。まああんまり他のエンディングそんな変わらないそうな気がするな。4だけめっちゃ変わるね。他のエンディングはまあ経緯はちょっと変わるとはいえ。エンディング1がバッドエンド扱いなのかな。エンディング1のやり方ね、ちょっと待って。これ一回セーブしとこう。俺もね、全然気づいてなかったからもう多分積んでたんだけど、やり方が載ってました。ちょっと今やってみます。あ、確かにそうだよなっていうあれなんですけど、ループを引き起こす条件ってあの人が神殿でループ作ってくれるからじゃないですか、政務官の人が。だから政務官の人をあ、そうもうバレてる。そうか、もう知ってるもんね。あ、録画したい。ちょっと待って。
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
これで逆説発生ですね。お、さっきと違う。
Oh. Hi there. Gave me a bit of a fright. Thought I was in here alone. I'm Al. Well, here I... Funny you should ask. I was just reading an old tablet I found here. It described an event that murdered a local magistrate, breaking some kind of ancient law. It said that the voice of a furious god rang out. Apparently, as the citizens screamed and died... I don't... Oh, God, I've spent it. So... I can't...
死ぬの?
How can you say that? You murdered a man in cold blood, and now there's a city full of dead people. And it's only a matter of time before we join them.
I guess all those old Latin inscriptions were right. Pro peccata unius multis dolabunt. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
あ、助からなかったルートなんだ、ワンは。みんな黄金か。なるほど。全エンディング見ちゃったな。じゃあ最後、あれ、グッドエンドをみんな助けた場合でやってみていいですかね。コンティニューでいいのか？ OK。これ急ぎでやってもらって、そうだ、この町内会が押しつつ情報を売ってほしい。
Not for a few. I do, but I. Good. Certainly. Have you met Livia?
あ、ここでお金使うんだね。
Until one day she just. Now she just again. I hear that if Malleolus is elected, he's cut lost. There used to be a midwife here, Navia, but this place drove her. Fortunately for us, Centilla, the magistrate's young. How can we trust him? I heard Dacius has been offering a lot of money for a bone. Of course, Sentius banned all. Have you seen the way Rufius walks around staring at all the statues? But then, why does... I hear Galerius has a thing for Equitia. Why do silly... I hear there are blasphemies. Some even say they... I've already told you everything.
なるほどね。
All right.
ここでヒントはもらえたんだ。お、順調に進めてくれてるな。弓いらないから弓売りつけよっかな。弓いらない上の選択肢選んでみよう。
Are you well, stranger?
ああ、いやもうダメか。
There's no need for that. I just wanted to give you this willow bark to help you treat it.
とりあえず選挙までは進めたいな。でも長いな。 いやー、このゲームも終わっちゃうな。もうちょっとこの素早く走り回るイベントが終わったら。
On your best behavior, I trust.
That's enough. What? You're not going to listen to this dolt, are you?
Isn't the great temple majestic?
What なんかすることあるかな。
Whatever's in that great temple.
イベントが進んでる間に。こことかすごい綺麗だけどね。なんか秘密の通路とかないんかな。ないか。あんまりここ来る機会なかったから何か隠されててもおかしくないなとは思うんだけど。あと酸素ゲージとか全く使わなかったよね。
Whatever's in that great temple up there.
I will.
Don't believe a word.
これで選挙取り消しで終わりかな。
Sir? Are you under duress, sir?
I just had a change of heart.
But you were on track to be magistrate, sir. All that work, all that money wasted.
Those are my orders. Carry them out.
As you wish, sir. Priestess, Malleolus has decided to withdraw from the election.
Oh, well, that's surprising. But thank you for telling me. I'll let everyone know. Citizens, I have an announcement. Malleolus has withdrawn his candidacy.
ここ岩の下にあるんだな。
Unless any new challengers are nominated by nightfall,
涼しそうでいいね。
will be re-elected magistrate by default.
Actually, I'd like to nominate myself, if that's all right.
Of course, Galerius. That's your right. Citizens, the election will proceed. Why do... As I said, I'm...
ここでセーブしてで選挙のフラグ立ったんでもうボス戦行きますか。ボス戦というかラストダンジョンというか。
Be careful who you trust.
最後にこの人に挨拶だけでもしとこうかな。この人は生存してたっぽいし。
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
いや、なんでなんでこうなったんだろう。
Citizens, it is time.
Be careful who you trust. You. And you know you're.
The many.
なんでんちょっと待って、あれ裁判じゃないや、選挙見ないとダメ。なんであそこでバッドエンドになるんだろう。バグ臭くないあれ。
I'm guessing that Promethean fire's not for sale.
Why do very well.
なんかバグっぽかったな。
Citizens, it is time. Let us meet to elect our magistrate.
これで一回セーブしよう。
Be careful who you trust.
こいつに話しかけたら絶対バッドエンドになるんだけどなんでおかしくない？もう話しかけないとくか。
I hope you're coping.
一応この辺でもう一回セーブしとこう。これでクリアかな。
And here you... 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 If I refuse... Perhaps you... I do not... And this is... But no... Because despicable creatures like you... The best I can do... I will... You had best...
それで多分生き残った人がちょっと多いエンドになったはず、グッドエンドの中でも。
Oh. Hi there. Well, know who you are? Oh, did that? I'm fairly fortunate. Apparently, there was a community. They believed that if then an oracle appeared, saving, preventing, freeing a falsely foiling, and so on. Meanwhile, and the doors, nobody knows what went on because then, unfortunately, what became of it? And did this? I don't know. It reads like an earnest account. Anyway, I think I've.
あるは絶対ここ塞いでいくんだね。ここパンとこのお家お宅だよね多分。違うかな。全部崩れちゃってるけど。さすがに金の弓はもう持ってないね。
You're back. You two look exhausted.
Sounds good.
よし、生き残った人が多い状態のエンディングを見るぞ。
Hey, I read your book. After everything you've... So after we got back to the real world... I'm sorry I've been... Why don't you head on down there?
Oh, there he is. You're finally... It's a crazy story. Even get... Anyway, I wanted to say... Of course.
You're here.
あ、Many people って書いてるから、多分これが全員来たパターンかな。あ、回復しましたの。あ、いや、これはさっきと一緒だっけ？一応流し見ではあるけど。見ておくか。
Treasure? Oh.
You're... Oh, and of course. Oh, I barely I'm living in a house. Eventually, I want to travel the world and write. Did you know that? And you can travel almost any... Oh, sorry. I have... Last I heard, Malleolus kept insisting he was the last rightful ruler of the Roman Empire, and wound up being committed to it. As for Claudia,
She was always so viciously unhappy. So after the horrific way they treated Ulpius and me, I can't. Thank you. Ugh, someone told me, even in York, apparently he'd proposed before they'd even met. Nigeria? Well, you are the... Huh. I hope.
みんなそれぞれなんかちょっと変化してる気がするよね。
You are here. Lose if the speak and with you.
この人は変わってなさそうだな。
Hey.
Hi there. The one.
ジョインティウスは死んでるのは変わらないんかな。
Thanks. He's not my. He had more trouble. He got himself disqualified.
やっぱそうだな。
I'm not sure if you. She knew right away, but he's been dealt. Anything I. Of course. He's here. You.
Perhaps I hope you.
Hello.
You.
あ、さっき会えなかった人。
Sending Galerius to save. I'm just so happy to. Well, mostly.
Magnificent museum.
Thank you.
Is it not?
I You.
I take it. We have. I never thought, and it's it. I'm not. I'm working. Not. My.
Good evening.
Oh, hello. It's lovely. But thank you. I'm living in Rome again, in a charm. After you sent, I just. Wonderful.
Greeting. Thank you for your kind words. I'm recovering. I'm already. Men have.
Hello there.
And.
Some
この
soiree.
人は
We meet again.
この人はな、嘘しかこっち答えれないからな。
Oh, there's no need to be like that. Whatever. Listen, up whatever you did. Such a. Oh wait, before I took him, I can't decide, but. Oh, don't be like.
絶対この選択肢出るんだな。テレビ業界をおすすめしとく
Oh,
か。
of course, yeah. I was just thinking the same thing. Of course.
あ、この人はさっきも言ったね。すごいラフでかっこいい格好してるよね。
For instance, it that
Hello.
あ、
Nice to meet you.
ルフィウスくっついたんだ。
For what you did. Sorry, I live with Virgil in
くっつい
Rotterdam.
たわけじゃないんかな。
Good. You too. Look us up next time you're in the Netherlands.
ついたっぽいかな。
It's so nice to find. I wanted to thank you, and for helping Rufus come to terms with himself. I'm studying to be an architect again, and of course, it's improved you natives of the. You too, as Rufus said in his own laconic way. If you're ever in the Netherlands, we'd.
くっついたんだ、ルーファスとバージル。まあすごい、2人とも胸がすごいよね。2人ともお胸がすごいな。
はい。
Hello.
いやもうすごかったですね、お胸が。
Hello there. Oh, I go by Gabriella now. I didn't want to be reminded of that monster every time I heard my own name. After you drove... I'm... Thanks.
It's nice to finally put a face. I understand I have you to the way I'm living with Gabriella in Umbria. We finally bought every day I look at. So we're living each day to the sitting together on our terrace with a glass of our and I thank you. You too.
OK、ここで一旦セーブしとこう。一応ね、全部フラグ立てた状態もセーブしておいて。別にここはなんもないよね。
There you are. Now there's one more.
Sorry if I frightened you. I am Proserpine. I wanted to meet you. Right. And you? Oh, and one last thing. Good. Because they remember you. Well done, my friend. Of all the heroes who ever journeyed to the underworld and returned, none came close to achieving what you did. Hercules, Orpheus, Theseus, and Aeneas would be proud.
いやー、改めてね、エンディング、ちょっとざっくりではありますけど、いやー、いいエンディングというか、ちょっとびっくりするような終わり方でしたけど、面白いゲームでしたね。まあさっき最初の方の最初にこのエンディング見たときにだいたい言いたいこと言っちゃったからあれだけど、よく考えられてますよね、本当に。多分大体のルートというかセリフはもう見ちゃったんで、このゲームはこれで今回で終わりにしようと思います。間違った。いやー、意外とボリュームあったね。はじめ、まあスカイリムの大型モッドだから結構なボリュームあるんだろうなと思ったんだけど、それにしても普通に10時間ぐらいかな。毎日3時間ぐらい遊んだよね。で、なんとかクリアできてよかったなと思います。サブスクの方はね、31日でこのゲーム配信終了になっちゃうらしいんですけど、普通にストアの方で販売も行われてるみたいなんで、もし気になった方がいたら買って遊んでみてはいかがでしょうか。それじゃあ、配信の方これで終わらせていただきます。見てくださった方ありがとうございました。では、おつわにでした。お疲れ様ありがとうございます。ではでは、切らせていただきます。